Hello, fellow art lovers. Welcome back to the Artist Elizabeth YouTube channel, wherein I am going to finally share with you the unboxing and swatches of this Winsor and Newton large watercolor pens. They are rare and hard to find. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm just really excited because this has been sitting here for quite some time. I got this on December, and this is something that I won from an auction. I crazy bid on this, and then you know that I have several videos here on my channel that I bought art materials from the local auction that we have in here. It was listed by a missionary or like a secondhand store. And yes, let's unwrap because there's really something super cool one that's in here. And this is actually very heavy. Oh, let's see what's inside. Well, at least it's nicely packed. It's very fragile, so I'm glad that they packed it nicely here. There it is. Oh my goodness, it's very heavy. Oh. All right, it is bubble wrapped. So here, first one is a porcelain palette, and I do have some palettes, or rather, I do have similar ones, but they're not really porcelain made for watercolor. There's just like some porcelain items that I found on the secondhand store and that I repurposed. So this is the first one that I have specifically for watercolor paints. Amazing. Love that. And then I guess they just repurposed a box right here because it does not come with a box of its own. We have these large rubber bands holding it up. And then how do we open this? Oh, okay, it goes like this. All right. So this is, oh my God, they're so big. Oh my goodness. If you are a watercolor collector, this might be familiar because there's really watercolors that comes on porcelains like this. And it is from Block X. But guess what? Guess what? This one is from Winsor and Newton. One of these, like just one, is being sold on eBay for crazy amount of price. And I have several in here. That's why I'm really so happy and super glad that I have this one. This is really something for a collector and somebody who loves watercolor and vintage stuff and history of watercolor. Yeah, this is like, seriously, I feel like these are some museum pieces. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, so then we do not know what's the specific color, but maybe I can cross match it with Winsor and Newton colors that I have. And also it has this sudgumi. I forgot what it's called in English, but it's like this white gummies that you put at the back of something and then you put it on top of a surface. Like, for example, I put it here on this wood. If I press it, then it's gonna stay there somehow. So yeah, I guess that's how it was. Maybe it was displayed or something. Oh my god, look at that. We have two. I have a yellow and I see two reds in here. Here, oh my goodness. Oh, okay. That's part of that color. So some colors are no longer intact. This is a deeper red shade. And then we have this one, like leaning mostly on the pink side. I really have to check on a Winsor & Newton swatch chart. Okay, then we also have, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Oh my goodness. Okay, what are you? I'm so not certain because it doesn't really say at the back what are the colors, but I'm just gonna put them all here and then I try to research on them. Okay, at least this one could be an ochre, yellow ochre. Okay, now we're going to the earth tones here and I'm running out of space. I have to move this one here. Then we have this. So seems like it has been, of course, well, obviously it has been used, but I do not know the history of this one since it is on a secondhand store. It's probably, could really be from a museum, or could also be from an art store that they closed their shop and these were their samples. Could be from a watercolor artist and had to pass this on, or I don't know. There's so many we can speculate. Okay, another earth color here. So we have two earth colors there. Another one over here. And then here the blues are coming. Maybe I could just put this one there. Or, well, how my mind works is that I want the yellows in here on this corner. Reds right there. Then we go with the blue. Maybe I can put that right there. Okay, several blues. Nice. Oh my gosh. We know how Winsor & Newton blues are so beautiful. Okay. Oh, several ones. I wonder if there's some that are also a duplicate. So we are also going to be swatching this, as I mentioned, and then I'm gonna grab my Winsor & Newton color chart and then cross match it. Okay. I do not paint a lot with Winsor & Newton. I have some, so not super certain about them. Maybe for those artists who have been painting with Winsor & Newton, they already know just by looking at it which color it is. Okay, that said, this one is broken. The porcelain was broken, but I saw that from the listing. Okay. Alright, so this one is like the colors are correct. That's why they put a note in there. Let's see here. It was sticking onto the plastic. Alright, that one is one of the greens. Could be a viridian. Okay, I'll try to fix that green. And then I put that here. And then there's just two more left. Oh my gosh, I swear to you, I'm just so happy to see this. My hunt for vintage watercolors will always continue. So you will find, hopefully we find more. Look at that, more blues. Oh my goodness. Is that a cerulean? And that looks like a, oh, that's dark. Indigo or Payne's gray. We would find out. Okay, I have quite a lot of blues in here. So I guess we do it this way. And then put that in there. Oh my goodness. Look at that. 4, 8, 12, 16, 16 colors. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh my god. So that's the look at the back. Really nice, sturdy one. Okay. I'm not even mad about that one because of like what I paid for this is probably just one piece of this one. Well, it's still expensive, of course. It's more than, let me see here. Yeah, more than $100. But that's nothing compared to the real amount of these watercolors. And really, by now, I feel like I wanted to paint with them. And the good thing is, since they are already used, it will not be difficult for me to use it because yes, and but you know me, I will be cleaning those sides so they will be looking so nice and pristine once again. But then it's nice that I will also be able to use my bigger brushes for this. As you see here, I have already rearranged it according to how they appeared on the Winsor & Newton Artist Watercolor Large Pans catalog. And I have already fixed those that came broken, like this one, for example. So this I have already fixed in the pan, and then I have already cleaned the pans as much as I could. Yeah, so they are quite presentable in my eyes. There you go. I did a lot of research from that night, and I actually did my preliminary swatches also, which I just placed on this small one right here. And because I really wanted to find out which colors did I have because they do not have their indicators in there. So I did a research on it, and then I finally found out more information about this Winsor & Newton Artist Watercolor Large Pans. So when it was released, they have about 30 colors available in large pans. So I found this leaflet online, and then History of Artist Watercolor. In 1835, William Winsor, a color chemist, and Henry Newton, a professional artist, worked together to introduce the very first moist watercolor in pans. Painting was revolutionized. Strong, vibrant colors was available instantly with the use of a wet brush. At Winsor & Newton, they are proud that during their 175-year history, Artist Watercolor has enjoyed constant development. The very first watercolor in tubes arrived in 1842, and by the end of the 19th century, watercolor had overtaken oils as the most commonly used media. Finally, now information about these large pans. Artist Watercolor Large Pans, an exciting innovation. At the beginning of 21st century, Artist Watercolor is again entering a new and exciting age. Winsor & Newton has developed Artist Watercolor Large Pans, offering a completely new format with which to paint. These large pans have more than 13 times the surface area of a half pan and 6 times that of a whole pan. Large pans are ideal for loading larger brushes with full strand color, perfect for broad, flowing washes. They also eliminate the contamination which can happen with half pan boxes. Each color is contained in a ceramic dish. These are stackable for easy storage, allow color to dry before storing pans stacked. 30 of the most popular colors from Artist Watercolor are now available in large pan format. For more Artist Color range information, look out for artist watercolor leaflet in store or visit www.winsorandnewton.com. They even have this, which I wish I could buy, but nope. It's a little difficult to find, but I saw some people have that set. So these are the 30 colors, and you have no idea. I truly like went back and forth trying to figure out which is which. And then I am also going to compare the sizes of all of the other pans that are available in the market, also including this square pan that I have already talked about on my previous video of the Winsor & Newton Scholastic watercolor palette that has 27 square pans. think that was from the 1930s to 1940s, if I'm not mistaken. So let me grab one of the pans right here, and you can see the huge difference. So this is the square pans from the Scholastic palette of Winsor & Newton. This is a regular half pan. This is a regular full pan. This is the 𝘾𝙆𝙚 𝘾𝙆𝙚, and a lot of us are familiar of this one also, one of the bigger pans in plastic. And then here is the Winsor & Newton large pans in porcelain. So that is the huge difference of this one compared to the other pans available. Before I do the swatching, I actually did an unboxing of these 𝘾𝙆𝙬𝙗 Barcelona watercolor brushes by David Taylor, because I cannot decide which brush I'm going to use to swatch these beautiful pans. And I was like, I have this since last year, 2024, and I still haven't unboxed it, and it's about time. It's already uploaded, so go ahead and check that out. And the brush that I have chosen for our swatching today is this one, an 𝘾𝙆𝙬𝙗 Ultimo. It has a synthetic squirrel hair, very soft, and it's on the size 18. The paper that we are going to use today is the same as the one that I used from my previous video. It's a Saunders Waterford. It's 300 grams, and it's cold press in natural white. The first color that I will be swatching is this one right here, and this is Winsor Yellow. It's also the first yellow that they have on the catalog, and I believe that the pigment for this one is 𝘾𝙆𝙆𝙆𝙀. It is semi-transparent, staining, and they say that is permanent, series 1, so it's not that expensive compared to their series 4. So this is how it swatches. I'm not going to pre-wet any of them, so we really see its potential. Really nice and transparent, such a beautiful color. I would like to go back again, and then we do another layer here. The next color would be this one, and it is cadmium yellow. And this one, the pigment is supposed to be PO20 and PY35. So they say that this is opaque, staining, permanent, and this is one of those expensive colors because it is series 4. A lot of watercolor artists don't want to paint with cadmiums, so I could understand that. Not that it's expensive, but also of the harmful effects of it. Doing another layer. I think that I should do a little bit more because on my initial swatches, it's really showing up. There you go. Okay, it's my fault that I wasn't grabbing more pigment. But now, there you go. So I did not pre-wet the paper. I did not pre-wet the pans also. The next color right here is another cadmium. And this one is cadmium red. It has PR108. It's also series 4, which is the more expensive series. And also it is opaque. They say that it is both staining. This is so weird that they say it's granulating, but okay. And it's permanent. It is such a beautiful red. This is highly pigmented. Can grab a little bit more. Not the best of swatches. Mind you, I'm actually swatching this standing up because it's so big. The next color right here would be Winsor Red. Winsor Red is series 1. It is permanent, semi-transparent, and it's staining. That's one of the qualities of red pigments, that it truly stains a lot. Beautiful red. This is very popular, the Winsor Red. And like what they say, the ones that are chosen to be on large pans before, when this was released, is that the most popular Winsor and Newton colors. And that's why they also included this Winsor Red on these large pans in porcelain. Seems like I'm not grabbing enough pigment the first time, but that's why I'm doing another layer, so we can truly see the colors of these large pans. This next color right here would be Permanent Alizarin Crimson. And the Permanent Alizarin Crimson is transparent. It is series 3, a little expensive if we buy it, and it is staining. They did not provide the pigment information for this one on the website when I was looking for it, but I can see that it is quite a pretty alizarin crimson. Oh, that's beautiful. Now I'm finally sitting down so I can swatch it a little better and I can control the swatching. It's easier than standing up. I wonder if you guys paint with alizarin crimson or permanent alizarin crimson, or do you use a different red instead? And then I will go back. Hopefully I can grab more pigment this time around. There you go. The sixth color that I will be swatching is this one right here, a little bit broken there, and it's Rose Madder Genuine. In general, the Rose Madder or anything with madder is not permanent. However, for those who are illustrators and will not be selling their artworks hanging on the wall, like if they will just sell prints, then that's not a problem at all. If they like this specific type of color, then they can use it. Why not? This one says that it has a pigment of NR9. It's a series 4, so that is one of those expensive colors, and it is granulating. Also transparent. Oh yeah, that is very transparent. All right, look at that. That's pretty. That's very pretty. Since it's a genuine pigment, that's the reason why it's more expensive than the other colors. Let me grab more here. So for those who are botanical painters, floral painters, then I'm sure they would love to have something like this on their palette. I was actually torn if this is a Rose Madder Genuine or an Opera Rose. So I tried to look for lots and lots of photos, try to figure out which is which. But then when I layer it, that gives me the idea that this is more of a Rose Madder Genuine. So this will be perfect for glazing on petals of floral paintings. I can really see that it's granulating. I'm going to add a little bit more here to see if it will get darker. Maybe I should grab the Winsor & Newton catalog here that has real swatches. So that's a Rose Mother Genuine. And for this old catalog, they don't even have Opera Rose. Okay. Yeah, that is very close. So I am not so certain. But yeah, you can let me know in the comment section down below what do you think. If this is an Opera Rose or a Rose Mother Genuine. I think when I was looking at photos of the pants, for those who still have it on sale somewhere, I think it was in Australia, and I was comparing the pants of it, and this one is more close to the Rose Mother Genuine also. That's why I put that name there instead of the Opera Rose. Now let's swatch the blue colors, starting off with this one right here, which is broken. And this is French Ultramarine. So they have chosen to put the French Ultramarine instead of just Ultramarine. This is PB29. And we all know that this one is granulating. Okay, I will grab some and then sit down again so I can easily swatch it. So that will be Series 2. So both the Ultramarine and the French Ultramarine are Series 2. For the large pans, swatching beautifully. Will make beautiful purples when mixed with the reds that we have right here. And of course, nice greens together with these two different yellows. As you see, it's also very transparent and supposed to be a permanent color. Now I will try to grab as much pigment as I could. Extremely granulating color. I wish I have some music while swatching, but I do not want to have problems with copyright, so I hope that while you're watching this, you are playing your favorite relaxing music on the background instead. The next blue would be this one right here, and it's cobalt blue, and it's BB28. This cobalt blue is Series 4, another one of that more expensive color, and it is also granulating. They say that the permanence of this one is really high according to Winsor & Newton And then it is semi-transparent. Grabbing a little bit more color. If you use another brush, like a more stiffer brush, then I'm sure that it will also give you a lot more pigment load, because this particular brush that I'm using right now holds a lot of water. Now we are halfway through, so the next blue would be this one right here, and this one is called Antwerp Blue, and it's PB27. Okay. So this Antwerp Blue is transparent, as you see, and it's permanent. I think for some brands, they call this one Prussian Blue. I wonder what's your favorite color so far out of all of these that I'm swatching at the moment. Just let me know in the comment section down below what's your favorite Winsor and Newton watercolor, that color that you cannot live without. And if you have these pens too, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would like to know how you feel about them, or if you are still painting with them. I think I saw on eBay, but that was way back, a few months ago, somebody selling just the porcelain without the color on it. I don't know if that person just finished the watercolor, or if Winsor and Newton really did release just the porcelain pans before. Another blue here, and one of the most popular one from Winsor and Newton is this Winsor Blue Green shade. And this is the only one that has this sticker. It's still not in full form, but it says Winsor Blue, and there's an R and the E here. That means green shade. And yeah, I just wish that all of them have that paper still, but it's okay. So let's swatch this Winsor Blue Green shade. This watercolor is transparent and staining. Every time I think of a PB15 or 𝘾𝙆𝙬𝙾 I always associated with highly staining. And look at that. Yes, it is transparent, but the color of it is really strong. I am enjoying these swatches, so if I swatch a little too slow, forgive me. And I know that this video will be a little too long because it is like therapy to me also. Swatching watercolors, seeing its reaction with the water, and how the brush glides on the paper is just extremely fascinating for me. I really do feel like watercolor is so magical. I love to mix this with warmer yellows so I can achieve those really pretty greens. Going back now. Adding more pigment. This next one is one of my favorite blues, and it is the cerulean blue. It is PB35. Winsor & Newton claims that this is extremely permanent and granulating also, and it's semi-opaque. So let's find out. Grabbing my brush here, wetting the pan. I love using this for skies and even when I am painting some seascape. Wow, that's a nice color payoff from the beginning. Okay, so my first device that I was using to film this one got low bat, so now I am using an older phone to film this. Still an iPhone. Do you also paint with cerulean blue? Because I love this color. The one from Daniel Smith is the ones that I usually use, but I should try this one from Winsor & Newton now that I have it. So let me go back. This is really highly granulating. Oh wow. This next one is the only green on this haul, and this is the Winsor Green Blue shade. And this is going to be highly staining as well. Winsor & Newton claims that this color is permanent. It is also a transparent color. So I'm going to wet the pan now, grab some pigment. Let's see what series they put for this one. Series 1, okay. So not that expensive if you would like to buy the new tubes or the new pans for this, like the half pan or the full pan. PG7. That's quite a nice green. Grabbing some more. Hopefully it gives us more color payoff. Oh, I'm standing again. Let me sit down. Now to the three earth tones right here, starting off with this one, and oh, let me grab the pen. This is the yellow ochre that we compared the size earlier, and this yellow ochre has the pigment 𝘾𝙆𝙀 a single pigment. It's semi-transparent. Okay, need more water. When I was trying to figure out which colors I have, I was confused between this one and raw sienna, but then so many evidence is pointing that this is yellow ochre, and it really is. More pigment. So yellow ochre is series 1 for Winsor & Newton. Most of the earth colors are not that expensive, and they say that this one has excellent on the light fastness. This next earth color right here will be the raw sienna. This raw sienna has two pigments for Winsor & Newton. They use here PR101 and also PY42. This raw sienna is a series 1, and it is granulating and transparent. And we can see that here on this swatch. I love painting with raw sienna, but it's nice to mix it with some other colors too. I wish that I have also burnt sienna here and burnt umber. Second to the last that we're swatching, and another earth color will be this raw umber right here, and raw umber is PBR7. Winsor & Nunn says that it has excellent in light fastness, permanent, and series 1. I'm just quite happy that these pans have a lot of colors or pigment still remaining in there. It's like barely used. And I am feeling truly lucky to win this on the auction for the price that I paid for it, which is equivalent to probably 2 of the series 1s in here only. Raw umber is also a staple in many artists' palette. It's usually also always included on those pre-made sets of 12 watercolors, 24, so on and so forth. I love raw umber for its transparency. Grabbing more pigment. And the last but definitely not the least is this color right here. And I'm really happy that we have it here. This is Payne's Gray. And when I was buying my tubes of Winsor & Newton, I had the difficulty of trying to grab this one because it was sold out on the art store or the hobby store that I was trying to buy it from. And I'm just really happy that I finally have it right here and on such a huge pan. So look at that. This is one of those colors, or I think this is the color that has the best color payoff out of everything that I swatched today. Look at that. Well, considering that this one has 3 pigments. So for this Payne's Gray, let me see what are the pigments that they have in here. That will be PB15. And then they also have PBK6, pigment black 6, and PV19. Okay, I do not have the PBK6 here as a single pen, and then PV19 also. I wish I have that. Let me check if they have any black on here. No, Payne's Gray was the darkest color that they have released for the pans. And then, yeah, there were no quinacridone colors for the large pans. All right, grabbing a little bit more. The sun is about to set right now. Been swatching for so long today. Aside from that, I have filmed another video. And speaking of another video, when I unboxed this 𝘎𝑝ℎ𝙀 brush set by David Taylor, I also did a test of the brushes, and the color that I used to test the brushes is actually this one, this exact Payne's Gray. So it is right here, and you should really check that video out because I think it's really quite fun to watch that one also. I highly recommend these brushes. Beautiful paint spray. That's really nice. So most of the artists uses paint spray for painting night sky, shadows, or as an alternative to black. And I do that also. Even when I have to paint some text on some illustrations, or if I am painting a front of any store, like a storefront, and it needs to show the name of the store, then instead of using black, I use paint spray instead. So there you go. That's it, everybody. I have finally swatched it on a larger paper, and I am truly happy that I get to share this video with you. So once again, this is my initial swatch, and I think that I went back several times just to really see the true color payoff or the potential of it. This is not just one swatch, probably like several times, several layers of it. And on some of the colors here, you might notice that they are a little bit more saturated than I initially swatched it, because I went back on some of them and I used a stiffer brush like this one, 𝘾𝙆𝙬𝙗𝙠𝙤𝙑, and then I layered it just on the top part, so it will have like a little bit of a gradient, and you will see more of its the intensity of the colors. Please let me know what you think about these beautiful watercolors at the comment section down below, and if you know more information than what I have already shared with you, then please put it in the comment section down below. And when I do an updated video wherein I use these paints for a painting or a sample painting, then I'm going to also spread all of those information that you are going to comment down there. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos, because I have a lot more to share with you, a lot more hauls, vintage watercolors, and other art materials. And I am going to also share with you a flip through of my sketchbooks. So if you want those type of videos, stay tuned and keep in touch on all my social media. I am at the artist Elizabeth, and I hope that you continue to create art. See ya!